All right, if you're looking to choose between the Aiper Scuba V3 and the Aiper X1, I want to talk about some of the things that are the same about them and some of the things that are different about these two different robotic cordless pool vacuum cleaners. So one of them is a little bit more powerful, one of them is smarter. Which one is better for your pool? Both of these are high-end cordless pool vacuum cleaners that are going to clean your floors, they're going to clean your walls, they're going to clean your water line, and they're going to run for about 3 hours. But there are some things you need to know about each of these. But after using them, I would say they're a little bit different and built for different types of pool owners. So here's the simplest way to think about it. The V3 is the hands-off daily cleaner, and the X1 is the heavy-duty deep cleaning pool vacuum cleaner. Let's start with power because that's going to be the biggest difference other than size and weight between the two of these. So the V3 has 4,800 gallons per hour of suction power, while the X1 has 6,600 gallons per hour of cleaning power. The V3 has strong suction to handle things like dirt and sand and other little microparticles such as that. The X1 is on a little bit different level because of that suction power and feels like it gets a little bit more of that bigger debris that you might have in your pool. If your pool gets messy a lot with tons of leaves, the X1 is likely more geared towards you. If your pool stays relatively clean, but you get a little bit of debris here and there, some dead bugs here and there, and some dirt, the V3 is going to be the better option. So let's talk about some of the smart features and the navigation, and that's where the V3 is going to excel. The V3 uses AI vision to actually scan the pool, find debris, and go after it, which I've never seen one that's been able to do that. The X1 does have sensors and some cameras in it, but it's more meant for obstacle avoidance rather than going and finding the debris that's in the bottom of your pool. Which means the X1, while still smart, is not as adaptive as the V3. So the V3 equals a vacuum cleaner that's smarter and more automated, while the X1 is more straightforward and more solid. Let's talk about filtration on these two. So the X1, you have to open it up to get to the basket, and it is a little bit larger basket. The nice thing about the V3, you just pull this whole thing out, and that is your basket. You don't have to open it up and get into it. So there are some differences there on their size. Now, as far as the filtration goes, they both are going to have that microfiltration inside there to catch algae, dirt, debris, and those sort of natures. But because this one does pull in 6,600 gallons per hour, it is going to touch a little bit more, and it has a little bit bigger size to it. Again, if you get a lot of debris, the X1 might be a better option. With both of them, I would say if you do have a lot of leaves and dead bugs in the bottom of your pool, take out the algae filter, run it without it first, let it pick up the debris, and then charge it and run it again with that. Now, when it comes to weight and ease of use, the V3 wins on this hands down. The V3 is about 18 pounds. The X1 is about 25 pounds. And then once you talk about it's full of water and the basket's full of stuff, that's even heavier. So the fact that this one's smaller and lighter does make it easier to handle when you are having to put it in and out of the pool. So what about the daily use experience? After using both of these, and I've had the X1 for a year, this one, the V3 is brand new, but after using both of them, I feel like this is one that I would easily use just every day, you know, just to keep the pool clean. In fact, there are some modes with the app. They both will connect to the Aiper app, by the way. There's some modes in the app that you can do a little bit more of a daily cleaning with the V3. The X1 does have a schedule where it skips every other day. This one has a couple of extra cleanings that you could just have it run for like 20 minutes here and there throughout the week. So like a daily experience, just kind of keeping your pool clean, this one's going to be perfect. The X1, because of its bigger size and stuff, you may not use it as much, but it is going to get in there, cover more of the pool because of that gallons per hour. that it's running, but they both run for 3 hours. Both of these vacuum cleaners, as I mentioned, are going to clean the walls. They're going to clean the floor. Inside of both of them, you're going to be able to do some changes in the app. The X1 allows you to do adaptive path, which is meant for more like the bowl shape style pools. So it'll kind of go round and round and round. Or the S pattern. With the V3, when you start to set it up, it actually is going to ask you in the app, is it an above ground pool? Is it an in-ground pool? What size shape is it? How big is it? So this one is smarter when it comes to that, and smarter at adapting to it. And when you do turn it on in that auto mode, it actually goes around and finds debris on the floor first and picks that up, and then goes into cleaning the walls and then cleaning the floor. So it does have a huge advantage when it comes to that. You can decide on the V3 if you want that AI vision to be off or on. You would do that in the app to kind of let it know, hey, yeah, use it, don't use it. It kind of depends on which one you want to do. With the V3, you do have 2 different path modes on it. One of them is going to go check like, alcove. They call it like a cross path. It's kind of going to go and find the little spots that are different in your pool, and then it goes and does this back and forth. And you can just set it just to that S pattern if you want. This one, like I said, has the adaptive path and the S pattern. The X1 is noticeably taller and noticeably wider and has bigger brushes on it. So that's why I'm saying that the X1 sometimes is a little bit better for that deeper cleaning when you have tons of debris and things inside of your pool. On both of them, you can use a cradle to charge them. They have charging points on the back. You just set the vac on that cradle. When you're done, you don't have to plug and unplug it, which is super nice. You don't have to worry about drying out the port or anything. The X1 does have a port where you can plug it in. Let's say you lost your cradle or something like that. You can do it on that. With that, you can plug it straight in. The V3 does not have a way to plug it in. You always have to use the cradle. Is that good or bad? I don't know. I like the cradle option because I don't have to worry about accidentally, electrocuting myself or having that port be wet. So I do appreciate that they just took that off on the V3. That probably has made it lighter as well. So what is the verdict? Which one should you get? Either one of them, to be honest with you. Whether you have, I think, an above ground pool or in-ground pool, that I've used these in both. I do think the X1 is geared more towards just the in-ground pool market. The V3 even has that option in the app to go, hey, if you have an above ground pool, you can use it. The V3 has got more brains than the X1. The X1's got more power. So it's kind of they're very, very close. I like the brains of the V3, but I do like the power of the X1. I don't think you can go wrong with either one of them, but there is a lot of differences you should know about. And hopefully that helped you out. It helps you make a better buying decision.
Hey, I hope you enjoyed that product review. Make sure, again, you click the link in the description if you want to go see what it looks like and see if it's on sale. Also, click that video down here. It's another product review that you're going to love, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and give us a like.